Music, check. Beer, check. Big pile of mess, check. Hey, little pussy no pussynet, new little video. On this one, as you can see, I'm again redoing my kit. New section, new place. So there, the system has to change a little bit. And lately, I found out, as you can see, if any of you watch this channel, the Urban Prepper, awesome site. The two people that I'll probably redirect to his website won't make a much difference, but if you have any of you like him, then go, because he's really good. Has good videos and stuff, and a big part of what I like about his most of his video is he's very organized, which as you can see, I'm not so much, and I like it because it's giving me a lot of ideas, because I got a lot of ideas how to make kits, but a lot of time it's just the organization. So I thought that I would use some of his system ideas and recommendation on, and get a little bit more organized about what I do. So right now, the big pile that you're seeing is a future video that's going to come relatively soon, because I probably pretty much got a lot of the stuff I wanted, or I still have a few things to buy here and there, but those are my repair kit, and you'll see in my video my philosophy and everything. Philosophy has not changed much, just maybe more refined. I'm still going with a 3 bag or 3 kit, I should say, because one is not so much of a bag, but it's a big kit. 3 system, 3 pack system. So the first one is the Bug In, and that one is going to be in that red bag if everything fits. And I got my big first aid, well, that one is more like my portable clinic, because it's more than a first aid kit. My goal for that one is to hold up for 2 months. Those numbers that I'm going to say just come from readings and things, and because if mostly like a big pandemic or epidemic would happen, most likely it would have to be like before everything can kind of get organized and everything, could go up to 2 months. So that's why I'm putting 2 months, as well as it's kind of a number instead of preparing for what if. So I like that because it's giving me like straight goals of what I need to right now, how much food and everything, and kit. Also, by having a 2 months, what I'm going to prepare is for 2 months, two person, and so that means if I'm by myself, then I would be 4 months. If I'm 4 people, then it would be 1 month. So that's why I like that. It's just it's easier also to calculate, and so if you let people in or something, then you're kind of more aware of where you're at your kits and things. The second one is my ADC, and this one is for 72 hours, and so it's a little bag that I always carry on me, and I change it. I used to wear a messenger bag, but I found that it was giving me a lot of neck problem and even a little bit of back problem in what I was carrying, so I changed to a different bag, which is a little bit more like a sling, but it carries closer to my back, and I find that even with the same stuff that I was carrying in my messenger bag, I don't have as much issue, and actually it fits better with the urban style, because now this is one of the reasons I'm changing all those kits. I just sold my vehicle because I live in the city now, and it's actually was more trouble to have a vehicle than anything else. So I walk mostly at the place, or if I have actually I may do a video. I started to do it. It's a system called Car2Go, And what you do with those things is that basically it's like a rental. You rent, but you go, you take the car for whatever time frame you need. So if you need for 30 minutes, you take it for 30 minutes, and they charge you per the minute. So it's a bit like a cab, but you're driving your own car. It's those mini cars, white and blue. And so it's actually very convenient. I've used it a few times so far. It's pretty cool. So anyway, so now that I'm using this, that means that my kit, I don't have the kit that I used to carry in my car, which was kind of this kit. The bug-out bag was in my car, so I was kind of using it both. So now I have to redesign or rethink my 72-hour kits, because yeah, I don't have a car so much, and because now I'm more in the city. And I was saying too, where I live now, I'm really downtown and near two big sports facilities, and so that means like even last time there was a game, and it was couldn't even get home because traffic was driving in. When we were trying to drive the car in, we had to wait. So it's getting more trouble when there's big games and stuff to get back here. And so if for whatever reason, like a Grey Cup or whatever big event would happen here and a riot would start, I'd be right in the middle of it. So that means it rechange how I have to set up my my kits. So that's what I'm redoing this one. And the bug out bag will be for 1 week. And again, for those numbers, so that means again for 2 people. So that means 2 weeks for 1 person, or well, would be half a week for 4 people, or cutting ration for on 4 people, so like 1 meal a day maybe instead of 2, to last the 2 weeks. So what I like about thinking about in time frames like this, it gives me goals and makes it a little bit easier to set up. As well, the Urban Prepper, again, this is site there, he always gives a lot of PDFs, and so I downloaded those, and they'll be working. I'll be working on those to really kind of work up on each event. Especially, he has what he calls the Power of 3, and the Power of 3 rules is that to the gears that you need to have one primary. So the power of 3 to the gears, that means that you need one. So let's say, for example, a flashlight. So you need one primary, a second would be a backup, and third or plus would be a prep. So if you have like 4 flashlights in yours, it's basically the 2 or 1. So 1 equals 3 equals 1, and anything above that equals prepping. So that means that if you have at least 2 of one thing, you have your equivalent because it's a backup. But then if you have a third one, then you're starting to be prepping. And so what it helps too is that because my kits kind of met together, because the reason I did also 3 kits and separate them is that way, well, first of all, because I always have the 72 kits, but if I get them all together, so now my 2 months can last a little bit longer, because let's say I would have all my 3 kits, so that means I have 2 months there, 1 week there, and another 72 hours here. But let's say I have to evacuate the home very quickly, so I cannot take, because those are big kits, and so they're harder to carry on the street. So that's why I have the bug out bag and the EDC. So that means I could carry those 2 kits, and it could again complement themselves. But for whatever reason, let's say there's an earthquake, and now those 2 preps. So that's why I used to keep this one in my car, so that way it was separate. But now it's a little bit harder. But at least now, if I lose those 2 kits, I still have 1 kit. So it's actually a little bit that rule of 3 as well, the power of 3, because I have 3 different kits. And so some of the things that I'm going to put, so like for example, solar panel, I may carry all in 3 kits, but then I don't need 3 solar panels and all 3 kits, because each kit is kind of a backup on the others. But because power, like I got a lot of, like on my DC, I have a lot of phones and things like that, then it become maybe a little bit more important. to have maybe an extra one in there. So that's the kind of thinking that has to go and stuff. And on one of the kits that he was, one of the site that he was referring to, it's called the Prepper Link, and actually I became, because it's kind of a small form, but they have this cool matrix that have like everything that could happen. It's pretty big that way. So what I've been doing is right now on the preps that I'm going to work on, mostly the bug in and bug out. So all the possibility that you have to start thinking about and stuff. So I'm gonna, it's just to give some ideas and constraint to like what to think about and what to figure it out. And so that way I'll be able to redirect a little bit more my finance, and also what I'm gonna need to purchase more frequently and in the near future versus the things that can wait, or like basically create a want, need, and would like kind of list. Like water now, it's become, because I'm surrounded by, like I was saying, I'm a little bit more in the tsunami zone. So now salty water can become an issue for me, which before was not one. So now in my water filtration system, I have to start thinking about filtering, or having to clean, desalinate some water, salty water. So I'm looking into those systems because of where I've changed movement. Because before I was able to basically clean all kind of water with all my system I had, but now with being surrounded by seawater, it's quite different. So anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit about the system and what's on the coming. Like I said, I'll be a little bit on the easy side for the medical, although I have a few projects coming, because actually part of this system as well will be to establish the kind of skills I would like to get more. And one of that comes straight ahead, which actually I just received my book and started to read it, is my ham radio. And it's not so much to be an ham like radio with all this stuff and everything, but there's especially here, because we have a lot of like well, not a lot, but we're very prone or high risk for earthquake and tsunami. There's a lot of ham radio club that offer those emergency preparedness, and so I think 2 or 3 times a year they have exercise where you can try your gear, and if all like would all fall down, so the grid would falling down, and so you would be able to check how you could relay some messages, and I think last scenario was on an earthquake, and they had to pass some messages and see how well it went and stuff. So just by joining this will be a good practice for me to practice ham radio, and will take care of communication. And so by buying the gear that will come with this, I'll be able to take care of the communication section of being prepared. So anyway, that's one of the skills that's going to come, and with this I'm finding, because there's a lot of electronic related to this, and so that means also I would have to repair my my gear, and I mean in a situation where I would need to repair my phone or something. So that, and this is, I've never been a very handyman type of person, so that's something I'm trying to work on, and do some classes and skills place so that I can get a little bit better at that stuff. So yeah, look forward to see more videos of those kits as I complete them and finish some of my research and stuff, and then we'll talk to you soon.